Welcome to Azrael's analysis. I just wanted to come back again. Hopefully, you guys have been sticking with the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get into one of these games that I really want to get down to, and as well as just talk about like mentality when it comes to Marvel Rivals, because most of this game is definitely mental. But let's get into the replay real quick, and then discuss exactly what I really mean when it comes to the mental of Marvel Rivals. We do have a decent team, or when it comes down to like higher levels, and especially when it comes to console, when you're diamond, you're basically you're in the single digits of percentiles. So diamond lobbies on console, whether it be PS4, PS5, or Xbox, or whatever, whomever is still playing on it. Those levels are literally closer to. I want to say I'm not sure about competition wise, but like, granted, it is the top of the consoles. So those diamond lobbies do get hard, or they become more competitive. So granted, your play is very much highlighted even more. So whether you're messing up, and it's very small mess up, but it can be very crucial in the moment because we needed this, or you just didn't do that. So it's a bit more micro analyzed when it comes to like what mess ups happen for anybody. So as you see, we got the Moon Knight ban, and our teammate wanted to ban Strange, which, okay, we kind of just obliged for that, just to make sure we had team chemistry, because we're here just to win. That's the mentality when I go into anything. It's just, let's look to win. So we also had a teammate who was also complaining about tanking, but they weren't willing to switch to tank. So that's another thing when it comes to just mentalities. Like, if you're gonna complain about a certain role, you should be able to fill that role. And if you can't fill that role, you shouldn't be complaining or talking about it, because you can't do it. So there's that. That's just my take on it, because I'd rather not people complain, because my shield tank that I prefer to play is Strange, and he got banned, so I wasn't playing the shield tank. The only other two tanks that I genuinely like playing, and I feel like playing or do well at playing at a high level, are Thor and Penny. And Penny was also banned, so if nobody else wanted to tank, I was like, okay, I can tank. I can off tank a little bit. I know I'm Thor. And then we also had a decent main tank. He was diving tank, but he's a main tank in Hulk. It's Hulk. That's a main tank. So granted, we do have two dive tanks. We really wish we had a shield tank. Granted, it's always nice to have a decent play when it comes to a shield tank, but they banned Doctor Strange, and and that's basically that. So it's really nothing else to say about that. You just gotta play with what you can around the bans that happen, and utilize your kit to the best of your abilities, because if you know how to play your characters, then that should be the case, or at least that's the gist of that one. So as we see, we have a diving cat. He's the only one diving on their team. I would have been fantastic, granted. However, I wanted to empower my team more to, at least try to push pressure out, and I can still peel. Like, and it's only cat. So like, if it was like somebody like Spider-Man or Black Panther, yeah, I would have to be fantastic to truly peel, because I wouldn't be able to catch them, just being honest. But we're looking to make this push. We do end up pushing this to 3, and it's just a matter of like more mentality based of how you're looking to try to win the game or go forth on your pressure. Like, when you have your pressure, you understand that this is your game that you're playing, and you have to play to the best of your abilities. Now, I obviously alt popped, and then alt popped here. So that you got a couple ults that really popped off really well, or it happened. So I'm over here looking to, yep. So we're looking to dive and press and get the pressure. That's our storm. Yep, I was just looking to put pressure on their, healer. Granted, he healed up. I should have stepped back. But granted, though, I wanted to make space and at least ensure the first point. As long as my healers aren't dead, that's my takeaway from it. We can still do this. That's how I feel when it comes to any game. As long as there's a will, there's a way, and there's a way to think out of almost any situation that you put yourself in. You just have to be willing to do so. So you got this cat. He's looking to do his thing. I'm looking to try to get anything in there possible. But yeah, this Phoenix right there, like you. All right, so our Gambit died, and our Phoenix was really like was complaining a lot. They did more complaining than actually like killing, and you'll see that in the final hit near the end of the game. So another thing about this game is confidence. You know, you have to be confident in your strategy along with your teammates, because hopefully your teammates have the thought process of, yeah, we can push and we can make space and we can do this, and together we can win. Together we can win. That's my mentality on how things go. Together we can win. And if we can't, all right, GG, things happen. But I did see that they were behind, and I did notice that my team was just not pushing up as hard, so I didn't push up on them. So that was just making sure that I didn't make some of the similar mistakes that could have possibly been implemented against it. So hearing that, going right back, waiting on heals, there we go. But seeing that, and I still get dropped. So no, it was kind of hit and miss. I like once I saw the ult, it was really hard to say, all right, I'm gonna push you now. Not in that point, because that ult pops. Like when Hawkeye's ult pops, it's a scary ult. I don't know if anybody. It makes him easier. It makes you easier to kill, right? So with these shadows that is on the field, I'm not looking at die. And that didn't help me. That didn't help my team either, because we're looking to make space. Right. So looking to make space, making it get kills. Got a double kill there, and I saw that. Yeah, I almost got my ult, so we're looking to try to press on. So here we go. Yeah, so he stopped my ult. He legit stopped my ult right there, and I kind of was like, oh no, dang. Because I had a whole thought process right there of killing their Hawkeye and their Invis. So it didn't happen. So now we had to build up from 50% again, and we'll get there. I know I'm gonna get my ult. And as of right now, yeah, their Hawkeye's the ace. He's a very, he was doing his thing. Now the good thing is we did push for that second point. I kind of wish I waited and spawned, but the good thing is we still, you know, as long as I can get there, it's good. You know, I kind of wish there was more for me to do at that point, but hey, we're still here with it. Our Storm is doing very well, crazy enough, against the Hawkeye. So the 6 final hits, we just don't know what happened afterwards. I think the Hawkeye kind of locked in. Yeah, he died. No final hits, but I'm 3-3 with the 2 final hits. Granted, you know, 2 final hits out of 3 is still pretty. No, and that was a double kill, so it was a good push. That's all that matters, is trying to make sure that we get our pushes going. We get our pressure. I'm trying to make sure that this Thor is not hitting my back line, and then here we go, going towards their back line. And I'm looking at my Phoenix that didn't shoot at their Hawkeye. And he was truly complaining, and then boom, we killed the Hawkeye, me and the healer. Now granted, the healer, I would have had that kill if the healer didn't, if the healer didn't have that ult, excuse me, if the healer didn't input any more damage, I would have gotten that kill solo. But yeah, now they got rinsed for diving a little too much and didn't know when to pull back. You gotta know when to pull back. That's part of your positioning as a tank and a strat. And a strat. So you gotta know when to do things. Now, my team wasn't there. I thought I had my cloak and dagger behind me at the very least, but no, they died. They got ulted, so we have to regroup and get together. Now, we did have a DPS problem. We truly had a DPS problem in this game because it was hard making space. Now, why is it so hard to make space? Because DPS are the ones that put out the pressure. Now, you can be a good tank and put out some pressure, like right here, as you see, like I'm trying to put out at least a decent amount of pressure, like to push to their back line, or you know, just to make sure we can get some smart play out of it. So I'm obviously looking for cover, looking to make sure my Thor force is there, and boom, 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 shooting, getting some hit markers, but no real defensive kills, obviously. But that is putting pressure on them, making some space, and looking at just boom. That's negative space for them because they don't have a tank, or at least they don't have. That's one of their tanks done. Now here's another thing. That was a good kill. Just a matter of our gambit did overextend a couple different times, so that didn't help. That didn't help our situation. But the good thing is, we pushed with 56 seconds left. That's a good push. It's a good push. And then now our ace, who's the Phoenix, has 7 final hits. They are 11-2. I have 4 final hits. I'm 6-4. My final hits match my deaths because I kind of wish I had more heals, but I'm not tripping about the fact that I don't have the heals that I need. It's more so, are we keeping our supports alive? Seriously, like that's my thought process. Do we keep our supports alive? How are we as a comp? Are we together in this? And for right now, they have a Hawkeye, and we have a Storm that's literally feeding. She died 7 times. Granted, you put out final hit value, which is good, but you died 7 times, which negatively impacts on us because you're feeding. You're giving team ult charge, the other team ult charge. Don't give the enemy team ult charge. Try to play your lives and minimize the deaths count. Now, granted, as a DPS, your death does way less than a healer and a tank's because we get it. However, when you do die, that still negatively impacts the team. So please don't feed. That gives them ult charge, and that makes it easier to kill us. As you clearly see, look for cover. Look for cover, look for vantage points. You see how me and Hulk are literally playing in the building. Playing in and out of the building. So, and the funny thing is, I really feel like, granted, we would have had better chemistry if our Phoenix was a better Phoenix. Now, they wouldn't have so much complaining about, oh, we need a shield tank. Well, if you put out more damage, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, in all honesty, if you put out more damage, it does not matter. Yeah, I'm in the choke and I'm not getting healed because our Phoenix isn't putting enough pressure and damage, and our Storm is also feeding too. They've died 8 times. The lightning of Asgard returns. Now I'm 6-5. Granted, I wish I had more final hits. I wish I died less. Because in all honesty, like, our Hulk doesn't put out enough damage or final hits. Our Hulk is definitely smarter with his life, but it doesn't help. And they still cap point. I tried. And then here's my thing. You went into cover, but you didn't want to protect me. Now my healers, I'm dependent on my healers, right? As a tank, I'm dependent on my healers. So if I'm in front of you, I would expect you to heal me. But you know, we have a Phoenix that didn't want to switch, that thought they were, you know, God's answer to life. And being that that's not the case, Elo Harkin, you're absolute trash actually when it comes to your mentality. So I'm just gonna make sure I say that. It was the mentality that really caused us to lose, because we all tried. He got nothing with that, and if I'm not mistaken, I do dip him here. I make sure to dip their Thor. I couldn't think for a second. It was kind of getting to me. But yeah, I made sure to dip their Thor as much as I could. And right here, boom. Who did I get? Their Star-Lord? Okay. And then stay out that shot line. And all we gotta do is hold here. We could have won if we just held here, you know, with smart play. But I'm looking at my Storm literally out in the open. You have you have 9 deaths. Granted, 8 final hits is great. 9 final hits is dope. But they are still getting dipped by the Hawkeye, who has 11. He is carrying their team with pressure. With pressure. And a good Hawkeye, when you have good pressure, yeah, he carries. He basically is a lobby admin. So here, I'm really proud of this play. Killing the Hawkeye was crucial, and just like that, getting. I barely saw that, but that needed to happen. got that kill. That was a healer kill with the ace kill. So putting out value as much as I can, and I already have 7 final hits to my Storm's 8 final hits with less death. With less death, that's more value. Damage very comparable. Yeah, I would love it if you're gonna be a Storm fighting a Hawkeye, don't die. Seriously, it doesn't make sense. Now what sucks here, yeah, I was stuck in the building for a good minute, but once I felt the aggression, I was like, okay, if we can kill this Hawkeye, basically their offense is halted. And what's sad is like we had nothing right there. Who else was dead? Yeah, now our Storm was already dead. They got dove. Our Strax got dove. The fact that we don't even know where Phoenix was. Are you just coming back? If you're just coming back, and then they're gonna. Here's the thing. Especially when it comes to stuff like this, if you're not gonna switch, you are the problem. That's first and foremost. If you're not gonna switch to help the team because you don't know what the team needs, your poke is getting diffed, then you are the problem. Like wholeheartedly. Yeah, and I get washed here. Oh, yep, I get washed here. Oh. Excuse me, y'all. Get washed here because we have no pressure. Our DPS has 12 deaths. Our DPS combined have more deaths than the tanks combined. Actually, one of them have almost as many deaths as both the tanks. Both me and the Hulk. Like one of you that's sick. So the other one has 5, and that's very comparable to the Gambit death. So there's nothing to really say about that. They have value, but the problem is they're truly getting diffed, especially since now their Star-Lord has double-digit final hits now. So we really need DPS pressure. This is a DPS diff. The tanks are trying. I have 8 final hits. My Hulk has 6 final hits. The tanks are diffing the other tanks. But here's the real issue. We can't create good frontline pressure, and I still killed the Hawkeye again. The stuff that they were scared about, the stuff that they keep saying that was the issue. Now I'm at 9 final hits and I got to peel. Trying to peel. Need heals. But that's the good thing though, I made sure to peel so that we can get heals. Now we need more pressure. Nope, got a kill. That's a healer kill. I was okay with putting myself in that position, but my Gambit is dying at very unfortunate, crucial situations. So that doesn't help us at all. But it's more manageable. And then again, look at that. In the front line, why are you dying? Why are you even in the front line? Positioning matters. Positioning matters. I have the same amount of final hits as, not combined, but as both of the DPSs with less damage. So I'm at least doing something. At least doing something, cleaning up kills and making sure that my positioning, my play, my mental is good. Now, yes, he got his hit back. He made sure to kill me, and he pops off his ult. Nothing different there. Nothing new. If you can't kill the Hawkeye, it's on you. Why? Because I'm looking at who he's killing. I'm looking at who's on our team. I'm looking at how things are going, and I want to press up. So here's what I do to try to at least hold, because I already knew they moved all the way back, and I kind of C9 by accident. I wanted to hold, but I accidentally C9. It was a state of mental. For real, it was a state of mental. Now here's another thing too. If you're gonna be a strat, you should aim for trying to get final hits too. If your team isn't cleaning up, you should be trying to clean up too. Like a good Gambit could clean up a lot of messes. A good Luna clean up a lot of messes. Jeff, easy to get some kills from how he's just spitting out water and damaging. Spitting out water and damaging. So know your kit, know the characters you're playing, and understand. Yeah, so now we have somebody that went That went Emma. So I went to circumvent and help out. So I wanted to do a little bit of healing. So I'm in the mindset of, okay, I can flex my strat. I can work on, getting Centurion a little bit.
Designed by Jumbo Carnation himself.
Now, with all that being said, with all that, now I know where I'm supposed to be. I'm looking at my Jeff all the way back there. Elo Harkin still hasn't changed at all. Everybody else, oh, actually, no, excuse me. The Storm didn't change either. They were the problem. They truly were the problem. Just gonna be honest with everybody about that. And then even my tank went healer because they weren't going to go strat. So you don't have a Hulk and you don't have a Thor. So now you have an Emma, but you're not healing. You're not healing. Thank you for the heals, Jeff. No, seriously, I very much appreciate Salmons, because he was doing what he could. He truly did what he could to help out. But here's the other problem. If I'm going to try to heal somebody, now they went back to, and here's another thing, they went back to strat knowing that they couldn't actually handle it. Like you died one time and you couldn't handle strat, and I got hit with the arrow, so I already knew it was gonna be some mess right there. It was gonna be some mess. And they got to the point. Now knowing that we don't have a tank, I'm gonna go back to tank because you need a front line. And now we also have Salmons who went to Captain America to be a tank too. Now he might have messed up. He might have wanted to go. Hold on. I think he's about to go healer now. Yep, he went Loki to try to heal because our comp has been truly a mess because of two different DPSs that do not want to switch. The mentality and the egos of the Marvel Rivals player base is the problem with this game, not the game itself. A lot of things in the game, a lot of things are so intricate and beautiful, and they are done very well. I thank NetEase for how they really cooked up this game, truly. Yeah, now there's another final hit. That should be my 11th final hit. Now, Elo Harkin doesn't get no more final hits in the end of this game. They ended off with 11, and that's how we hold them here. But yeah, no, me and Elo Harkin are tied with 11. Oh. The Storm, Omega, Alpha R Omega, you should have switched too. Your DPS is absolutely trash against a Hawkeye. I'm making sure that you guys understand this now, and I hope this goes viral, because mentalities of trash bag DPSs that don't know how to flex are the problem with this game. Go figure out a different hero. I don't care if you're Lord on that hero. If you don't know how to flex with other people or other play styles, you're an idiot and a trash bag in this game, or at the very least mentality wise. Like Alpha R Omega and Elo Harkin. You don't want to meet them on the console, especially if you're trying to climb in Diamond. If you're trying to climb in the higher ranks, in a slim percentage, the single-digit percentage of high-ranked people that what's the word for it? Are in a single-digit percentile. Actually, I'm gonna just say single digits, less than 5%. If you're less than 5% of the top people in your server, that's who it boils down to. Because it's a lot of people that just don't understand intricacies and how this game really works and what it takes to truly win, or like truly understand. You need to get out of your ego first and foremost, because a lot of people are egocentric. Now they have an Iron Man versus the fact that they had a Star-Lord, which would have been easier to deal with. A Star-Lord was way easier to deal with. But now they have an Iron Man who's absolutely annoying, and I wasn't gonna go fantastic here. I really had no, there was really like, that couldn't help me. It truly would not have helped me. I would have went Scarlet or something, or maybe we did have a Squirrel Girl on the team, but at the same time though, DPS pressure just wasn't there. Truly was not there. I'm waiting on my last final hit. They have all this damage. Elo Harkin has so much damage, but they don't get any more final hits. Actually sad. So I'm looking for my last final hit because I know we don't actually push to win this game, unfortunately. It's kind of sad to say, but it happens. It happens. You win some, you lose some, but boom, there's my final hit, the dip on the Thor. That is my last final hit. And I really wish we could have pushed this mentality-wise, but they didn't understand that they were the problem. I needed heals, and I didn't have heals because somebody didn't want to go heals. But watch as Salmon, shout out to Salmon, Salmon's 10T TV. Watch as he takes the ace. Because Elo Harkin is not the ace of this. Elo Harkin, yep, boom, near the end. Last final hit, last kill. Good stuff, Salmon, on taking that ace because they didn't deserve that. They did not deserve that, even though they had so much pressure. Well, excuse me, they didn't have so much pressure. They had so much damage that didn't result in pressure. It just made it even funnier, the fact that they were wrong. They were the problem and didn't understand that they were the problem. And seeing that we ended up, you know, I had the most final hits on my team. Salmon's, shout out to you. Check out their Twitch. They have the most block damage in the lobby. They also took the ace. Because in all honesty, they were trying to think it was a tank problem. No, it was a DPS problem because they died so much. We have a DPS that died 22 times. Granted, I'm the only one with the other double digit, you know, deaths. But 1, I'm your tank. 2, I need your heals. 3, I'm putting out pressure. I put out more pressure. Technically speaking, I put out more pressure than the Storm. Because 1, our damage is too close. I should not have that much damage. Like, you should be bonkers on damage. Elo Harkin should have probably had 30k damage with more final hits. But they're not a good DPS. At least they think they're a good DPS, but they're truly not. They got diffed. That Hawkeye had 28 final hits. The Star-Lord, who turned into the Iron Man, had 14. Off rip, that already blows us out the water. That already blows the top 3 out the water. So, and then the Magneto was doing his thing. He was going in. But I will say though, I did dip that Thor. That Thor was on the winning team, so good on you to have that have a winning team. So yeah, it happens. Like that's the algorithm of NetEase. But no, I'm gonna leave this off with, if you have the mentality of I'm not going to change because I feel like I'm not the problem, then that means you are the problem. That means you shouldn't play team games, and you can't be a team player in anything. So go ahead and be an individual and go play COD. That's your game. Go play COD, go play Battlefield. Solo games, or even single player games, that you are the sole person. Because then you can't even escape accountability, but funny enough, some people still find a way to do that. So I will say this though, if you're looking to escape accountability, the world is going to hit you even harder, because accountability you can never escape from. It will always find a way to hit you, because karma is a bitch and it hits you 3 times fold if you try to avoid it. So everybody take care. This has been another installment of Azrael's analysis, and to not swap is basically a death sentence, or, well, a drop in some elo. You're gonna lose rank points for that. So take care, everybody, and y'all have a good one. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will be back for more.